I know, guys. Third video of the day. Or maybe not. This could be another day. But, guys, in the last episode, we covered everything that happened with the meteor. Now, again, before we start this video, thanks for the clips from NoahJ456. He's the gameplay that I'm using in the background while I'm talking. And he got, the best clip of the laser and the rocket. You want to figure out what that is? Go in the last episode. Thank you to Fortnite, because I don't know, I'll probably end up using it again today. And thank you to MatPat, who is going to be using it in today's clips. So, guys, today's topic, this is a part 2 to the theory I made yesterday or today, whenever this is uploaded. This is a part 2 to that theory. Where was the meteor intended to go? And you might be thinking, meteor? What? If you were at all involved, if you at all came in season 4 as your first season, you will know nothing about this, but you might still care. In the last episode, we developed a theory that there is a force field around the entire island of the Fortnite island, and there is a force field around Tilted Towers due to some stuff, but I'm not going to explain that. Go watch the last video and figure out how we came up with that conclusion. But if that's true, then where was the meteor in season 3? Yeah, well, that's why we're going back. We're flipping back a whole season. Where was that intended to go? All the signs were pointing to Tilted Towers. There was something found in the game files of this texture of a thing under Tilted Towers. There was D4 in the game files. Everything was leading to Tilted Towers, but then it just hit Dusty. It just hit Fortnite. Now, as you can see from these two things, the laser was full force, no speed ahead, and had so much power and couldn't even crack the force field. But here's the interesting thing. If the meteor had hit Tilted, how much damage would it have done? This is where MatPat from the Game Theorist comes in. Thank you, MatPat, because you honestly helped. Go subscribe to the Game Theorist down below. Well, it's not going to be down below, but go subscribe to them. I probably will put their links in the description below. Go subscribe to all 3 YouTube channels down below. They're great YouTubers. Now, with that being said, it's time. This is where your brains are going to explode. I present you with all the evidence that all the people were right. The meteor did hit Tilted Towers. What? No, it hit Dusty. Look, there's a giant crater there. Yes, that is true. But now you must remember, this meteor was at an angle. So it wasn't just straight. It was at an angle diagonal. And the meteor, I don't think the meteor wasn't strong enough. If there was a point-blank laser plus a mini rocket that came in full force with jet boosters from the side, couldn't break the barrier, I don't think this meteor could break the barrier of Tilted Towers either. And I think it bounced off Tilted and then landed in Dusty Divot. I think what happened was the meteor came in, hit Tilted, bounced itself back up in the air, and came down again and hit Dusty Divot. You might be thinking, it's a meteor, it won't bounce. Listen to this thing that MatPat said in one of his Fortnite theories.
19 joules. 19 joules is the energy of an average person jumping. Believe it or not, but the meteor is simply traveling too slow to actually pose any threat to the Fortnite map. And that's no exaggeration. Using an online calculator from Purdue University, a 20-meter-long meteor with a density of 3.32 grams per cubic centimeter traveling at a speed of 0.013 meters per second would create a crater of only 1.6 meters wide and only 30 centimeters deep. That is the equivalent of dropping a pickup truck from a few dozen feet up. I mean, sure, there might be a few cracks in the pavement, but no actual damage would take place. This meteor, based on all of its scientifically confirmed stats, would practically bounce off Tilted Towers.
Exactly. Just like MatPat said, he calculated the speed, velocity, mass, everything of the rocket, and he figured out that literally it would do so little damage to Tilted. But here's the thing. Again, it was going that slow, and you might be thinking, well, it made a giant crater. It's not really that giant if you realize the thing of Fortnite. While it was bigger than MatPat said, it was going decently slow. So that's the thing. If that thing hit tilted at an angle, my speculation is that it bounced off tilted, got a lot of altitude, and then because it came in slow and bounced, it came up a lot faster. And then it came up fast, so when it came down faster. So that's why I'm saying that when it bounced back up and then it came down a second time, it had way more speed, which is why it caused way more damage. And plus, you gotta think, a spaceship plus a giant rock that contains a human in it would do a lot more damage than what MatPat said. And again, while MatPat's theory has holes in it for sure, he did study the facts. And MatPat doesn't just do a normal theory. Trust me, you should watch one. If I would recommend one that just shows you how much work he puts in, watch his second or third newest FNAF theory. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. The meteor was supposed to hit tilted, but because of this force field the force field theory that I've developed, it bounced up and had more speed coming down the second time, therefore hitting Dusty Divot instead. Now I know what you're thinking. This is so dumb. Cameron, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. But when you honestly think of this, is it really that stupid? Just take a second. And if it still is, well then you don't have to keep listening to me talk. But now we're on to the third topic. What is next? Season 5 is on the horizon, and I know for a fact that crack in the sky is going to have to do with something. Here is my theory on what's going to happen at the end of Season 4. Now, everything that I've said in this video is a theory. There is nothing that is actually correct. It's all one big theory. So don't go hating on me if something's wrong, because I'm not a perfectionist. Hey, so this isn't actually equivalent to the real theory, but I just had a talk with my brother. So basically, the force field goes up to the stars, but then it stops. So in my opinion, the rocket wasn't the thing that cracked the force field. There was actually a third rocket that popped off of it, and that's what hit the force field. I think the rocket kept exploding into mini rockets as it got higher in the air. So yeah, that's just something that I decided to put in there and correct my theory from the last video. Anyways, back to the real theory. So what's next? This is where things get a little controversial. That crack in the force field is going to grow bigger, and then it's going to break the force field, sucking, and then it's going to reveal that when you break that, it sucks. It's just an air vacuum that keeps sucking things through it. So then, it's going to explode, suck everything up, except for Tilted Towers. Because Tilted Towers is protected by the force field of its own rights. Because Fortnite's been around for a year now, and they've been talking about getting a new map, and I believe that they're going to make a new map for Season 5 and get rid of everything else, but leave Tilted because it's protected by the force field. I have been that PLZ4I6. Hope you guys have enjoyed these two theories. I'm out. Peace.